This is why those that live in California need to brace themselves for the big one, Michael Snyder reports. Scientists have been warning for decades that the big one is coming. Will those warnings soon be proven true? Since late December, the state of California has been absolutely pummeled by an endless series of atmospheric rivers that have dumped an unprecedented amount of moisture on the state. In fact, there is one mountain in California that has actually received more than 100 inches of rain over the past several months. It's been a relentless barrage, and now it has been capped off by an extremely powerful storm that's being compared to a hurricane. For example, Bloomberg is reporting that the bomb cyclone that just hit the state produced hurricane-force gusts. This historic storm that rattled San Francisco with hurricane-force gusts is winding down, leaving behind the threat of flooded streets and highways across the Bay Area. Unfortunately, that is no exaggeration at all. It's being reported, some areas recorded wind gusts that were close to 100 miles an hour. Powerful winds continued to whip the San Francisco Bay Area as the rain subsided Tuesday afternoon. Multiple gusts over 90 miles an hour were reported. PG&E said its gauge on Mount Amamham recorded a 97-mile-an-hour wind gust, and another at San Francisco International Airport measured 74 miles an hour. Mines Road in the interior East Bay was knocked by a 93-mile-an-hour wind. One climate scientist that was interviewed about the storm also used the word hurricane to describe what we just witnessed. This was a violent sudden windstorm, said Daniel Swain, a climate scientist at the University of California at Los Angeles. We're seeing impacts probably that are similar to a strong tropical storm or a weak hurricane. But hurricanes are not supposed to be a problem at the West Coast. The West Coast has never had to worry about this. So this storm was definitely very unusual. A meteorologist that ventured out during the chaos actually found himself in the eye of the storm. Meteorologist Drew Tuma of ABC7 tweeted that he witnessed the winds drop from 60 miles an hour to dead calm in an instant after he found himself in the eye of the storm. A normal rainstorm does not have an eye, but this one did. And it is being reported that a tornado actually touched down near downtown Los Angeles. Raw Soutlers tweeted, breaking damaged tornado touches down near downtown Los Angeles. Watch as extremely rare damaging tornado touched down in Montebello, California, about 8 miles from downtown Los Angeles, as debris flies in the air and air reports of multiple whatever. And there's you can see the video here. Now, I can't remember ever seeing something like this before in Southern California. This is not normal. But California has been hammered by such extreme weather in recent months that it is truly difficult to define what normal is for the state anymore. Overall, the state has been hit by a total of 12 atmospheric rivers since late December. 12. But the storm keeps coming. The storms kept coming. California is now facing its 12th significant atmospheric river since the parade of strong storms began in late December. This is an unusual high number of storms this winter in California, said Daniel Swain, climate scientist at the University of California, Los Angeles. No matter how you slice it, no matter how you make these formal definitions, this is unusually many. So what does all of this extreme weather have to do with the big one? Well, scientists have known for more than a decade that there can be a link between extreme weather events and major earthquakes. Okay? Link between major extreme weather and major earthquakes, for example, all this rain. The following comes from NBC News. Monsoons, hurricanes, and other extreme weather events may trigger earthquakes when faults are ready to rumble. The new research presented this week at the American Geophysical Union annual meeting in San Francisco does not suggest that all earthquakes are caused by storms or that all storms cause earthquakes, but by identifying some of the many conditions that put stress on faults, the new work may help scientists better forecast future tremors. Experts hope to develop more accurate ways to warn the public before massive devastation ensues. Over the next several months, so much snow is going to be melting all over the state. All of the water has to go somewhere, and it's going to exert pressure wherever it ends up. And as I reported back in January, John Paul Jackson warned that a storm of incredible force would hit California before the big one finally arrives. Quote, "There is an earthquake that has been predicted to devastate California, meaning skyscrapers are going to fall, that the shape of the United States will change after that earthquake. That won't happen until after there is a storm," he prophesied. "A major storm is going to come to California," unquote. This is the 12th atmospheric river. It's either a hurricane of incredible force, or it is a storm of incredible force, but a great, great hurricane or incredible force is going to come to California, and the earthquake that destroys it will not happen until after that takes place. So there's a way of saying, okay, I have time, but that does not mean it won't be an earthquake tomorrow, 7.5 magnitude, or next week or 2 weeks from now of some magnitude. I'm talking about the one that changes the shape of California, where you don't want to live in California, anywhere in California. When that happens, or perhaps even most of the West Coast, where an inland ocean was formed and Baja becomes an island, and the mouth of the inland ocean forms between San Diego and Los Angeles. That is not going to happen before the storm comes. That is a sign that God is giving to the people. Don't worry about the big one, because this sign will happen first. End quote. That is the prophecy. Now, for a long time, I wondered what such a storm would look like, because hurricanes are not a West Coast problem. But now we know. The state of California has been hammered by 12 atmospheric rivers in less than 3 months, and this series of storms has just been capped off by a storm that was so powerful that scientists are using the word hurricane to describe it. We don't know exactly when it will happen, but I would highly recommend that those living on the West Coast brace themselves for a major seismic activity. I hope that we will still have more time, but the Bible tells us that the earthquakes are one of the signs of the last days, and without a doubt, we are living in those times. I'm not writing any of this to scare you. I'm writing this to warn you, because you are not likely to hear this anywhere else, he says. And this is by Michael Snyder. He says about the author, "My name is Michael. My brand new book entitled End Times is now available on Amazon. In addition to my new book, I've written 6 other books that are available on Amazon, including 7-Year Apocalypse, Lost Prophecies of the Future of America, The Beginning of the End, and Living a Life That Really Matters. When you purchase any of these books, you help to support the work that I'm doing. And one way that you can really help is by sending copies as gifts to family and friends. Time is short, and I need help getting these warnings into the hands of as many people as possible. I've published thousands of articles on the Economic Collapse blog, End of the American Dream, and The Most Important News. And the articles that I publish on those sites are republished on dozens of other prominent websites all over the globe. I always freely and happily allow others to republish my articles on their own websites, but I also ask that they include this About the Author section with each article. The material contained in this article is for general information purposes only, and readers should consult licensed professionals before making any legal, business, financial, or health decisions. I encourage you to follow me on social media, Facebook and Twitter, and any way that you can share these articles with others is definitely great help. These are such troubled times, and people need hope. John 3:16 tells us about the hope that God has given us through Jesus Christ. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. If you have not already done so, I strongly urge you to invite Jesus Christ to be your Lord and Savior today. This is by End of the American Dream by Michael Snyder. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box